5 of the 10 top arowana diseases in the first part of this video. In this one, we're going to talk about the next 5. Here from AV Studio, and welcome to part 2 of Arowana diseases. We spoke about 5 diseases in the first part, and those were mainly cloudy eye, dropsy, swim bladder illnesses, and the last one being gill curl disease. Today we are going to talk about columnaris, gill rot or gill infection, external injuries, anchorworms, and finally Barbells infection. So let's get started, and I hope your arowanas have been absolutely fine over the last 24 hours and you haven't really had any scares, and I hope you never have any scares. We'll start with gill rot or gill infection. Mainly, again, I cannot stop but repeating the fact that poor water quality is the #1 enemy of our arowanas. So here again, poor water quality. If you have way too much stocking in your tank, if you have unsuitable tank mates, and if you have water with low oxygen, and of course it's caused by a fungi, a couple of fungi really. So these two fungi basically they grow in the gill area, and it causes the necrosis or the death of the gill tissue. And once the gill starts to rot, then there are respiratory problems. So hence that is the gill rot. Okay, how do you prevent it? Maintain good water parameters, constant temperature, cleanliness, all of those, and choose some good compatible tank mates, which is extremely important because we do not want physical injuries and further stress, which can again lead to the to gill rot. Because again, for the sake of repeating, stressed arowana is susceptible to bacterial and fungal infections. How do you identify this? There's rapid breathing, and then there is a dull coloration. There's a color drop. So this is a very generic symptom, and I think over a period of time, experienced hobbyists would be able to identify something like this. I wouldn't. I don't have an experience around this, but I'm sure many of you watching out there may have experienced this or have seen others, and it would be great if you would come in and add your points to the comment section and tell us what really gill rot is. Some sort of treatment methodologies are there where you put 1% salt with 0.8 grams of quinine in every liter of water, and there are commercial preparations in the market which are available. You could get the ocean-free special arowana medication, which is for slime and white spot, and also you could get the bacterial and ulcer way, which is for a later stage. Water temperature should be increased by 2 or 3% degrees Celsius to what it is. You have to feed very nutritious food to your arowana because they should be able to withstand the medication that you're putting in the tank. It is also advisable to disinfect the entire fish tank once your arowana recovers. So that was about gill rot or gill infection. The next one is columnaris. That is basically the rotting of the fins. Okay, it's severe fin rot. It is caused by a gram-negative bacteria, which generally causes this illness through gill damage or oral access. Okay, maintaining good water parameter, minimal handling, choosing compatible tank mates, these are the standard things that we need to continue doing. But how do you recognize this? You will see skin lesions, you will find fin erosion or gill necrosis. So that's through any wounds or through the gills. You can see all of these things: lesions, erosions, and necrosis. Water needs to be kept clean, water changes regularly. And this is one of those rare diseases where you should not raise the water temperature, because this bacteria really thrive with high temperature water, because these are gram-negative aerobic bacteria, so they just thrive better in higher temperatures. You should use magnesalt at a salinity of 5 ppt, and if you eventually have to dose a medication, which I'm assuming for columnaris you would have to, then you've got the anti-columnaris for motion free, which again seems to be the medication of choice across arowana keepers across the world. So that's about columnaris. Besides this, there's another thing that I want to talk about, considering the fact that arowanas are jumpers, they're skittish, they get easily spooked, they bang themselves all over the place, and they could have external injuries. By hitting against the top or the sides, or if there are certain ornaments in the tank, it could injure itself. And then of course that would lead to secondary infections and so on and so forth. The best way to avoid it is to avoid injuries would be, you should minimize handling, have the right tank mates so they don't spook your arowana, and avoid decorations or ornamental displays in your arowana tank. I like to keep it bare with nothing in it. Symptoms would be just like any external wound, cuts, lesions, all of those things that would tell you exactly that there is an external wound. Salt is my choice in situations like this because they just seem to work with a slightly higher temperature of 30 degrees Celsius, maintaining good water temperature. And if at all a medication has to be used, then you do have quite a few in the market, I'm assuming. Things like bacteria and fungus away and all of those things would work as well, but salt would be my number one choice. I thought, now that I'm looking at and doing some research, my golden head arowana from Singh Arowanas may have had anchorworms, which I was possibly unable to identify. I could say that, I'm not entirely sure. They go through the life cycle. These are anchorworms, the adult female after mating burrows into the skin, and there are lesions in there. Avoiding live feed and quarantining new fish is the way to go. There are worm-like threads which will be hanging out of the body of the fish, mainly around the fin and the tail, and there would be subsequent swelling where the adult female actually burrows. One of the other symptoms that you can see, the arowana would be rubbing against surfaces or darting around. So that's basically because the itching. Ocean-free anchorworm and fish lice is the right medication, something that I got to know now. That's simply because I wasn't able to identify in the past. If I had, things could have been different, but unfortunately didn't, and I don't want one of you to suffer from the same trauma or emotional stress that I went through when I lost my golden head arowana. And of course, you've got to keep repeating this medication and change water 30% every 3 days till your fish recovers. So that's anchorworms. Last but not the least, Barbells infection. Causes are mainly, there could be arowanas. It's common in arowanas who love to rub their barbels on the glass or the tank and all of those. And long-term aberrations, long-term continuous rubbing could lead to an injury, which is called a barbell infection. It's like a small growth on the barbel and can be often mistaken as fungal growth. So that's the symptom. It's hard to figure out. I wouldn't know how to identify. Maybe if I look at enough pictures or videos around in the internet, then I could probably guess if ever, God forbid, if something like this happens. I'd probably may be able to guess, but then I wouldn't be sure. Treatment seems to be only a surgical procedure where the growth has to be swiftly removed using the appropriate surgical instruments, but it should be done by a professional, is what everybody says. Those were really the top 10 arowana diseases that I could think of. Seems to be the most common ones that people really face an issue with, and I've tried to put in as much as information that I could, and I'm sure there are a lot of experts there who can add to what I have just said or correct me if something is wrong in there, but like my disclaimer said, I would want each one of you, besides looking up at the information that I've just given, you must do thorough research before taking any step towards medicating your arowana in case, God forbid, they fall sick. Because it's an emotional stress for all of us, because they are our beloved pets and we surely don't want them to suffer from any sort of illness or sickness. And for exact same reason, I thought of putting this video up. And everyone else, with your experience, please put in the comments that you want to, and we could have a discussion And if there is any other illness or disease that you think is also common and fatal to our arowanas, then please feel free to write about them in the comment section. Guys, as always, if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon. And until the next one, thanks for watching. Peace.